For 26 years, Lois Griffin could not understand a single word her baby said. 450 episodes, 26 seasons, and the show just broke that rule out of nowhere. But here's the thing, it wasn't random. The writers picked this exact moment for a reason. And once you see why, it changes how you look at every Stewie and Lois scene that came before it. So, the rule. You already know it. Stewie talks, Lois doesn't hear him.
Stewie, why don't you play in the other room?
Why don't you burn in hell?
Well, no dessert for you, young man.
It's what? Probably been that way since death has a shadow. The kids at the dinner table calling her a vile woman, ranting about escaping her, what was it? Her wretched womb, and she just hits him with, "No toys, Stewie." Doesn't flinch. Doesn't register any of it. Like, none of it.
Stewie, I said no toys at the table.
Damn you, vile woman! You've impeded my work since the day I escaped from your wretched womb.
And the show reinforced it, like constantly. Stewie Loves Lois, season 5, is actually, the perfect example here. Because that's the episode where the dynamic flips. Lois fixes Rupert. And Stewie doesn't just forgive her for years of neglect. He falls completely in love with her. Yeah, makes her dinner down to the last detail. The green beans, the potato sticks sorted by size, the Scooby-Doo yogurt with Shaggy's eyes scratched out. Like, who remembers that level of detail about their mom's preferences? He tells her she's his everything and tells Brian to stay away from her.
Lois, I was wrong about you. You're my everything.
Mommy loves you, sweetheart. Mwah.
And here's what gets me about that episode. This is the most emotionally open Stewie has ever been with his mother. He's not scheming. He's not plotting. He's being sincere for once. And Lois just sees a clingy baby. That's it. She gets exhausted by it. Tries to wean him off the attention. The feelings changed. And the rule didn't budge. I mean, not even a little. That's what people miss about this whole thing. It's not really a gag. It's structural. Stewie's entire existence, everything he thinks, everything he feels, it basically all runs on a separate track from the rest of the family. And Lois is just, locked out. Has been for 26 years. But the show didn't just keep the rule. It teased us with breaking it multiple times and pulled back every single time. Alrighty, Stewie kills Lois. Lois kills Stewie. Season 6 two-parter. You remember this one. Alright, at least I hope you do. It's the first time these two ever went at it as like genuine equals. Not mom and baby, two people trying to destroy each other. Stewie takes over the world. Lois comes back to stop him. Yeah, like real stakes, real human dialogue. And it felt like, I don't know, it felt like the show was actually going somewhere with it. And then it turns out the whole thing was a simulation. The whole thing. Just a program running on Stewie's computer. Kinda reminds me of Rick and Morty. So yeah, nothing actually happened, nothing changed, and the rule's still right where it was. Great. And then there were fewer. Season 9. That one. The murder mystery episode. You remember, right? Everybody's trapped in James Woods' mansion. People are dying. And it's chaos, all right? And at the very end, Diane Simmons has a gun on Lois. And she's about to pull the trigger. And Stewie, from a distance, just takes her out with a sniper rifle. One shot. Like, think about that for a second. The same kid who spent the first 4 seasons trying to kill his mother just saved her life, and she doesn't even know about it. And you'd think that would mean something. You'd think the show would, I don't know, use that as a turning point or something. But they just don't. They never talk about it. Lois never finds out. And the show just handed us one of the most significant Stewie moments in 26 seasons and then completely moved on like it didn't happen. Wall still up. And it stayed that way for another 15 years. And then, season 24, Pumpkin Spice Girls. Now, this episode on the surface is about Lois and Meg stealing pumpkin spice ingredients from Starbucks. That's the A plot, and that's what people remember from it. But there's a moment in this episode that flew under basically everyone's radar. And it might be the most important scene in this entire conversation. Stewie says, "Mama," just that, just the one word. And Lois, instinctively, without even thinking about it, fires back with, "What the deuce, Stewie?"
Mama?
What the deuce, Stewie?
Okay, but that's his catchphrase. That phrase lives on his side of the wall. And Lois has never said that. Not once in 26 years. And she just did, like it was nothing, like it was normal. The show doesn't slow down for it or zoom in or play dramatic music or anything. It just happens and keeps going. But that's the crack right there. 2 episodes before the wall comes down, the show slips in the moment where it starts breaking, and they bury it inside a pumpkin spice heist of all things. Episode 450, Bringing Up Brady, Season 24, Episode 4. Lois and Stewie have a real conversation. Not a simulation, not a dream sequence, not some blink and you miss it accident. Like sustained, conscious, two-way communication where Lois actually hears him, understands him, and responds to him like a person and not a baby. 26 years of silence. Just like that. And look, you could stop there. Cool moment, fun milestone, move on. But that kind of ignores everything about how this show actually works behind the scenes. Family Guy episodes take 10 to 12 months to produce. Like minimum. This wasn't spontaneous. The writers knew 450 was coming, and they planned for it. They chose this rule out of every rule they could have broken, and they broke it here, at this number, on purpose. So like, why? Why now? Seth MacFarlane said something recently that kind of flew under the radar. He said the show has reached a point where it can survive indefinitely, whatever that means. And around the same time, there's this massive deal with Disney for 4 additional seasons. And the show's basically locked in through 2029 at minimum. So now you've got a show that knows it has years of runway left and a rule that's been the same since 1999. And at a certain point, that rule isn't protecting the show anymore, it's limiting it. Breaking it at 450 isn't desperation, it's like the opposite of that. It's the writer saying we've got the time and the security to actually rebuild this dynamic from scratch. And we can afford to do this now. But it's not just about the show's future. It's about who Stewie even is at this point. Season 1 Stewie and Season 24 Stewie aren't the same character. Like, not even close. The evil genius matricidal baby thing, the writers have said it themselves. It feels dated now. And honestly, if you've been watching, you already knew that. You could feel it. Stewie evolved slowly over years, and he's just not defined by hating Lois anymore. Hasn't been for a long time. So letting him actually communicate with her isn't the show breaking its own logic. It's the show finally catching up to a shift that already happened, like years ago. And then there's the movie. MacFarlane has said for years now that he's had the plot for a Family Guy feature film in his head for 15 years. 15 years just sitting on it. Hasn't written it. But he's also said something else. The movie needs to do something the show can't do. Something that changes things on a level that weekly episodes just don't allow him. Now think about what kind of story becomes possible when Lois and Stewie can actually, like, talk to each other. 26 years of things unsaid. 26 years of Stewie living inside his own head while his mother just smiled and handed him a bottle. You open that door and that's not an episode anymore. That's a movie. The show protected this rule through everything. Simulations and murders, a literal sniper rifle rescue. I mean, come on. 449 episodes couldn't break it. 450 did. And that's the part that keeps nagging at me. If the writers planned this over a year out, if they timed it to a milestone, if they laid the crack 2 episodes earlier with that "what the deuce" line, and basically nobody noticed, If the show is locked in through 2029 and a movie's been sitting in McFarlane's head for 15 years, then what else is already in motion that we just haven't caught yet? If you've got a theory, like if you noticed something in season 24 that the rest of us missed, drop it in the comments. Because I genuinely think there's more breadcrumbs in these recent episodes that nobody's talking about yet. And if this is the kind of deep dive that you're into, way more. So you know what to do.